Hey guys, I wanted to do a video. I heard Shaquille O'Neal. Now this was recorded. He said this, in the past, but he said made the remark that he thought that the 1996 Olympic basketball team, U.S. team, was better than the 1992 Dream Team. I mean, at first it might sound like heresy, and at first when he said it, I'm like, no way. But then I got into the roster and I looked at the ages of the players. And I actually think he makes a pretty good point. Now, I did a comparison of the Dream Team and the Redeem Team, and I talked about ages and Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, although, top careers, but they weren't at their best in 1992. Magic played pretty well against international competition, but I don't think he would have played as well against NBA All Stars. So 1992 team, I think, would have beat the Redeem team based on the low post play and having Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen guarding Kobe and LeBron. Pretty simple. But what about the 1996 team? Guys, this was a good team. The strengths of the Dream Team, except for Michael Jordan, the low post, guys, this team, the 1996 team, they were a better low post team than the 1992 team. I mean, just listen to this. The 1992 team, the 1996 team, they had Charles Barkley, age 33. He wasn't in his prime, but he wasn't that far out of it. And then Karl Malone, he was age 33, but I think he was actually better here than in 1992. The Jazz would go on and the Jazz would have two final appearances against the Bulls. Now, in some other years, that same Jazz team probably would have won it all. But they ran against Michael Jordan and the Bulls. So you got Karl Malone and you got Barkley. And then, guys, I'm going to name drop Olajuwon. Guys, Olajuwon was 33, but the Rockets, they had a great team. Like that year, the year before, he was still playing very good basketball. And then if Hakeem Olajuwon's not enough, you got Shaquille O'Neal. And then you got David Robinson, who's 30 years old. Yeah, there's a little decline. He's 4 years older, but he's only 30. That is like the best low post team I have ever seen. Barkley, Malone, Olajuwon, O'Neal, and David Robinson. Because I like Ewing. Okay, Ewing's a good player, but I'd rather have Olajuwon over Ewing. I'd rather have a young Shaq over Ewing. I mean, this team was better low post. And if you look at the Dream Team, if you say that this 1996 team was better low post, which they were, I mean, the Dream Team, I don't think they had an answer for Shaq. I don't think they had an answer for Olajuwon. I mean, Barkley was a great defender, but he's on this team too, so they kind of canceled themselves out a little bit. And then you might say, well, the 1992 version of Barkley was better, but then I'll say, yeah, but this version of Malone might have been better. I think where this team better low post game, and then you have Gary Payton, an awesome defender. You got John Stockton, a great defender. You got Grant Hill, who we forget because injury derailed his career. But Grant Hill was actually on pace to have a great career. Hardaway was on pace to have a great career. Reggie Miller he was a guy that had guts, a great shooter. He was age 30, and he was a guy that would go toe to toe with he wasn't afraid of Jordan. Now Jordan was better, but he wasn't afraid of Jordan. Guys, I imagine and Scottie Pippen, he might have been better at this age than before. You probably put Scottie Pippen on Jordan. You probably would put what, you know, at point Gary Payton, but or John Stockton. I just I don't see the 1992 team having a good offensive against this team. I mean, their highest scorer in 1992 was Charles Barkley, but guys, Charles Barkley's on this team. I think that this team has is better with the strengths, but it also matches the the weaknesses of the 1992 team. But the big elephant in the room is Michael Jordan. How much do you value him? Yes, of course, Michael Jordan is the best player of all time. Probably would guard Michael Jordan. Now, Scottie Pippen wouldn't, shut down Michael Jordan, but he could hold him. I would say he'd make it a tougher night. And then what? Jordan gets past Pippen to go to the rim. You're going to be met by Olajuwon, or you're going to be met by Shaq. Guys, the thing that makes this 1996 team great is that when you have a great driver like Jordan, or if they face the Redeem team, like what's the Redeem team going to do? You have a guy who drives on them. Well, the defense does not need to collapse because you got Hakeem, Olajuwon, and Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, you got rim protection there. They will protect the rim. Yeah, they might, foul, and if they get in foul trouble, put the other guy in. But I don't. This team is so good, and the 1992 team I think had weaknesses. I think that you're putting a lot on Michael Jordan's shoulders. I think if you're thinking that he would make the difference, he would have to like take over the game. Is Michael Jordan good enough to take over the game against this high quality of a team? See, I think sometimes we make Michael Jordan into one of the Avengers. He's not a superhero. He was the best basketball player of all time, but he was human. I think this 1996 team, guys, it had the chemistry with Karl Malone and Stockton still. It had Scottie Pippen and Gary Payton as defenders. Guys, this is a crazy good lineup. I think this team. I hate to say it because I like to think back for old times' sake. The 1992 team. I think this team was better. So let us go to what about the Redeem team? What about the 1996 team against the Redeem team? Guys, I don't even think this would be a game. How would the Redeem team score? Gary Payton would shut down CP3. Okay, Dwight Howard, great defensive center, great rebounder. He's not going to score. You have Kobe and you have LeBron, and Melo, I think, will be D'd up. So I think it's going to be Kobe and LeBron. But LeBron at that time was not that great of a shooter. So you're going to have LeBron drive the ball, and he's going to kick it out to Melo. He's going to kick it out uh, to Kobe. But the thing is Kobe liked to have the ball in his hands. If you're making LeBron James the point forward, you're taking the ball away from Kobe. You're making Kobe a stop, like a stand-up shooter. Now, what I can see that would like really collapse most teams is LeBron James driving the ball and the team collapses and then he dishes it to Kobe and then it would be like a wide open like layup for Kobe or he could pass it to someone open. That would work against most teams. But guys, with a team that has rim protection like this 1996 team with Hakeem and Shaquille O'Neal and Malone and Barkley, they're not going to collapse. They can stick to their man. And you have rim protection. So you're not going to be able to drive and collapse the defense. And then you have a guy like Reggie Miller. I think Reggie would talk so much smack. Guys, I talked before in my previous video. I don't like saying bad things about LeBron because I love LeBron. I really do love LeBron James as a person and as a player. But when he was younger, he was mentally weak. He could be gotten to as far as the mental game. And having a guy like Barkley and Reggie Miller and Scottie Pippen talking trash to him, that wouldn't be like Jordan and Bird. That wouldn't be to that point. But you're putting a lot of pressure on Kobe. And I don't think Kobe's good enough to beat this 1996 team. Thank you guys. Have a good day.